Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about revision. Obviously it's exam season, so I know you're all stressing about GCSEs, A-levels, even degrees. So I've come up with about 8 top tips of what I do to keep myself prepared for these exams and to get the best grades I can. So at GCSE I got 8 A's and 3 A stars, I think. Yeah, 8 A's and 3 A stars. Sorry, it was a long time ago. So I think, you know, I've got enough knowledge to help you guys out. So my first top tip is your mindset. This is so important. I cannot stress this enough. If you don't want to revise, like if you can't be bothered, you're not going to revise. Like even if you sit yourself down, it's not going to go in. So what I do is maybe the start of the week or even the day before, I think, right, tomorrow, 3 PM, I'm going to revise. Like already have it in your mindset that it's gonna happen. It will just help you to prepare. It will just help you to prepare yourself rather than just being like, oh, I guess I should revise. Like you can get yourself psyched up for it a bit. Like I know people don't want to because it's so boring, but you're gonna have to, I'm afraid. So not only do I tell myself in the morning that I am going to revise, I also plan what I'm going to revise. A great way to do this is by using the mark scheme. So if there's like a certain specification of what you need to know, go through it like chronologically and tick it off once you know it. So say for English A-level you need to know quotes from a book or quotes from multiple books. Choose one book and learn those quotes. Another way to help your mindset and make it a bit more pleasurable, I guess, is to have snacks. Revision is a great excuse to go out, buy shit food and eat it. I usually make a cup of tea, have a little bowl of goodies next to me and just like snack on it as I go. It makes time pass a lot faster and also gives you like some sort of reward whilst you're going. Number 4 kind of ties into my first one. So just make sure you set out the time to be able to revise. Make sure you start revising further enough in the future so that you can fit in everything like comfortably. You don't have to stress before your exam because you do not want to be cramming the night before. That's like the least productive thing you could do. Bloody natural light, come back. So the only problem with an attic room, because all the windows are like this, anytime there's a cloud it's really obvious that the light is changing. Method. This is crucial. It's really hard to tell you, like for me to tell you what you need to do because everyone is a different kind of learner. So I myself am an audio visual learner, so I learn from like hearing it and then seeing it. So personally I break out all my coloured pens and make huge mind maps like on A3 paper in all different colours, and then because I've got a slightly photographic memory, when I'm in the exam I can picture where the information is on the paper, which helps me to remember it a lot easier. Here is an example I made earlier. So I've just put them in all different boxes with different colours for each little bit. So yeah, just things like that, super easy, super simple, just helps. I'm also a big fan of cue cards, so you make the back really pretty, do some diagrams on it, you know, just so it stands out as I'm a visual learner. And then you practice with it, get your mum to test you so all you can see is the back. And because each cue card is different, even things that are slightly similar, you won't get jumbled up. You'll be able to pick apart each piece of different information because the colours and everything are so separate. I'm also a big fan of recording. If you're like me or if you go to like a university in London, you have a lot of time like commuting or on public transport or anything like that. This is a great way to revise. You can do it on the go, no one else knows you're revising so you don't look like a geek or whatever if you're that kind of person that worries what other people think. It's a really easy way just to get it into your head and hear yourself saying it over and over again. I also wanted to talk about pre-prep. I didn't really know how else to say this, like preparation before your preparation. If you haven't done already, this is a really good tip for next year. Make notes as you go along. So for me in the class or in the lecture, I would write down notes just as they're saying it really quick, and then I'd go home and write it out in colour so that by the end of the year I've got my own revision guide almost, one that I understand, one that makes sense to me, one that I can learn from because I've tested my own like ways of learning. It's also important to make sure that you know it at the time. By this I mean that you understand it, you're not confused about it, because when you come to revising, if it's one of your weaknesses, if you're not as good at it, you tend to not want to do it. I do, especially. I remember in my biology exam, like in GCSE, there was the carbon cycle and I was just like, no, because it had like 12 steps or something ridiculous and like drawings of cows or whatever. And guess what? It was the bloody question, the 12-mark question at the end of the paper. I literally just drew a picture of a cow and some arrows. So yeah, make sure if you understand it, and if you don't, ask someone, do some extra reading on it, just like drill it into your brain. Like, it's painful, you don't want to, but it's got to be done. It's also really important to prioritise. So write a list of all the things you need to know and put which ones you need to know first, like which ones you definitely know are going to come up, or which ones are hard and you need to know it, that kind of thing, so that you can do it logically and you'll feel comfortable that you'll be able to fit everything in without having to stress too much. Also, do not limit yourself. Do not set any boundaries where, like, if a teacher says, oh, well, you're doing the foundation paper, don't only learn the foundation, like test yourself, push yourself, try and learn extra so that in the exam you can reach those high grades. My last one is so important, self-love, right? I know it sounds weird, but revision is such a stressful time and it's like a big burden on your mind. Like, this is the most important thing you're ever gonna have. It's not gonna go away. So make sure you take care of yourself, take your time, have breaks, have rewards, go for walks in between, like exercise. That's going to do so much good for your brain. So just really focus on taking care of yourself. Don't put yourself last in your exams first. That's the worst thing you can do. So I hope this has helped. Thank you very much for watching. All my links are down below, and hit that subscribe button and I will see you next time. Bye!